Hello, dear friends. Here we are, 40 nights with the Promise Consoler. Yes, here we are, 40 nights with the Promise Consoler. This is night 11. Believe it or not, here we are, and we're connected with you in this very important opportunity for us to learn more with our Promise Consoler. It's the message of Jesus that comes back to us in this very current time. Through the teachings of the science of the spirits, we come to know unprecedented messages, including the one today. Can you believe it? We now can even learn messages and non-spoken messages from baby Jesus. Is that possible? Are we imagining it? Or is that for real? Yes, it is. It is real. And here we are. This is night 11. And today we're going to study, for those who have the Portuguese version, chapter 25 of the book Pontos e Contos. It's about Simeon and the boy. It's a very short passage. But Brother X, Humberto de Campos, brings to us a message that will make ourselves live at least the next 24 hours feeling, more than thinking, feeling the love of God for us. Shall we? Hello, friends. Monday, March 6, 2017. Here we are. Rihanna, how are you? It's good to see you again, right? We just talked a little bit at the Spirit Center. And hello, Cesa. Love the bouquet of flowers. Beautiful, beautiful. Hello, Leah. How are you? Patrícia and Tiago. Beautiful flowers too. Julija, you made it. Hello, Julie. We just saw each other, right? And here we have Ale. Ale, today's your daughter's birthday, Duda? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Duda. Happy reincarnation. Welcome, welcome, dear soul. Now you're here, let us grow. Let us love, let us serve, let us help everyone. Right, Duda, this is a song that the spirits created for our activities for babies at the Spirit Center of Virginia. And it's to welcome the soul into this new reincarnation, right? Hello, Katia and Rudy. Rudy, this is chapter 25. And let me explain to you chapter 25 of the book Pontos e Contos. What happens is, I don't have a fixed schedule yet for all the passages because Mentor Joseph has changed a little bit. If I have a more fixed schedule for the rest of the nights, I will share with all of you, okay? For now, I don't. Sorry, okay? Chapter 25. Are you ready, friends? Are you ready? Are you ready? You're welcome, my friend. Be prepared, because this passage is straightforward, very simple, but deep, 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 okay? Humberto de Campos is very peculiar. And let us observe in the non-verbal language what we can learn. Remember the other night, if you were here, when I finished the chapter and I cut short and I wrapped up very quickly? Mentor Joseph asked me to do this. You know why? To give us a feeling of when Jesus sometimes he taught and he left. And there was a message there in itself telling us, meditate. So the nonverbal also is part of the learning experience. Okay? All right, friends. So Julie is saying, I listen every day. Sometimes I can be online. Sometimes I listen later. When it's, yeah, I understand you, Julie. And Rihanna. Hello, Rosemary. Hello, Deb. Hello, Eric and Denny. Perfect timing. Let's go. Simeon and the boy. Says Humberto de Campos, it is said that Simeon, the old Simeon, a righteous and God-fearing man, mentioned in the Gospel of Luke, who saluted the child Jesus in the Temple of Jerusalem, after holding baby Jesus, Simeon kept the baby in his cozy, elderly arms, far from Joseph and Mary, the parents of baby Jesus. And with a certain discreet emotion, Simeon spoke to him, to the baby. Listen to what Simeon is telling to the child Jesus, the baby. Celestial child, why did you prefer the humble straw of the manger? Since you have come to represent the interests of the eternal Lord on earth, why did you not wear the imperial purple? How could you not be born next to Augustus the Divine to defend the flagellated people of Israel? How will you plead the cause of the humble and the just, being this far from the Roman lords? Why have you not come to those who wear the robes of the magistrates? Then you would be able to stand with the Lucius patricians, to move among legionnaires and tribunes, gladiators and praetorians attending to liberation. Why did you not come like Moses, taking advantage of the prestige of the house of Pharaoh? Will you prepare? Who will prepare you, eternal ambassador, for the holy ministry? What will become of you without a place in the Sanhedrin? Samuel mobilized the force against the Philistines, preserving our superiority. Saul fought to death to maintain our domination. David valued the splendor of power. Through marriage or political significance, Solomon lived to manage the enormous assets that fit him in the world. But you have neither called the princes, nor the judges or the priests. Wouldn't you find another place beyond the simple barn? Jesus, the baby boy, listened to him and showed him a sublime smile. But the old man, in anguish, looked at him more closely and continued, where will you represent the interests of the Supreme Lord? Will you sit among the mighty? Will you write new books of wisdom? Will you improvise speeches that obscure the great orators of Athens and Rome? Will you heap enough money to redeem those who suffer? Will you build a new temple of stone, where the rich and the poor learn to be children of God? Will you order law enforcement enacting measures that require the immediate transformation of Israel? After a long pause, Simeon asked baby Jesus in tears, "Tell me, O divine child, where will you represent the interests of our Supreme Father?" The tender baby boy then lifted the small right hand and struck several times onto Simeon's aged chest one that was already leaning toward the grave. At that moment, Mary came along and picked him in her maternal arms. It was only after death, the death of the body, that Simeon came to know that the celestial boy had not left him unanswered. In the silent gesture, the sublime infant had meant that he did not come to represent heaven's interests in the respectable but ephemeral organizations of the earth. He came from the house of the Father precisely to represent him in the hearts of humanity. It's about feeling. We hear that all the time. And here in these texts, we have the confirmation, the reaffirmation. It's all about love. Love is love, right? You know, the other day, so many things were happening. And in that confusion, what to do, how to do. And I said, Joseph, how do I manage this? He said, Vanessa, when a storm is passing by, you don't do anything. You wait. When a tornado is outside of your door, you stay inside. Don't do anything. When it goes away, then you go do it. So sometimes conquering that calmness, that serenity, is a step to get to love. We're not going to solve the problems of anyone, of humanity, because it depends on us to love. That's all that God wants. If you and I are asking this question, what should I do with my life? The answer came with baby Jesus to Simeon, struck. So next time you and I are feeling this anguish that Simeon was feeling, but the world is going nuts, right? Oh my God, what do I do? Ah. Remember, visualize baby Jesus, that celestial baby in your arms, striking. It's the non-verbal language of the Master. And these are the words by Umberto de Campos telling us love, 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 love. Let us not forget this. Pumping our hearts to beat more, to pump more love for ourselves and for others. Yes, there are times in which the thorns of life struck us big time. They hurt us. What do I do? Visualize like Simeon. These are not stories for us to enchant our minds, to accumulate knowledge. These are therapeutic lessons given through the tireless hands of Chico Xavier, through the loving works of the illuminated spirits, through Umberto de Campos, Brother X, the spirit author, to help you and I love more. Right? We're learning. It's valid. Because in this world, it's up and down, up and down. What is important is to never forget to stand up. We may fall many times, but we can't forget to stand up. Stand up and love. But how do we love? We love by first staying serene. It's going crazy. Well, nothing goes right. Wait. Visualize the baby boy in the anguish of the feelings of Simeon, striking his hand and saying, I came here to represent God in your heart, in my heart. Love in our hearts. Of course, this is a message that is too deep for us because we're afraid of loving. Can we therapeutically line out what are the greatest obstacles for us to feel love? Are you afraid? Fear is usually one of them. You're afraid of loving, giving of yourself to people, devoting your life and making you feel like abused, making you feel like taken for granted, right? Not appreciated. But that's not love. Because love doesn't come with any expectation. When we love, it's so full and complete that it doesn't have room for fear. When it gives room for fear, it's not love yet. We need to push a little harder. It's so sublime, you can't explain. If people ask you, why do you love your child? Why do you love this friend? Why do you love this family member of yours? The best answer is just because if you explain because of this, that, and the other, it's not true love, because when we love, we love. Imagine Jesus saying, oh, I love Vanessa because she's trying hard. So if I stop trying hard, Jesus is going to stop loving me? I hope not. Right? What about you? We love because we love. But what are the obstacles for you to love more? Because that's the ultimate achievement for us. Let us go back, friends. Right? Love is love, Carol Correa and Rihanna, just love. Rudy saying our heart is the reflection of the mind. McCarthy Claire, welcome, welcome. Dilson, you are welcome. Constance, hello, Constance. Franklin, Valéria, Benfica, adorable. And João Bosco, welcome, my friend. Simeon, he's the one who recognized the promised Messiah as a baby. Many people saw the baby, didn't recognize. He did. Why? Because he was a person that was truly connected with the scriptures. He was connected with God. But let us observe his dialogue. There is something here we need to extract. Simeon could see this child past the developing body. That approach is quite interesting because it's an approach we should also have with our children. And even if you don't have children, with the children of others, with the youth, the teenagers of other parents. If you're a teacher, observe this, friends. His approach is the approach that Professor Eurípides Barçanufo in Brazil, the one who founded the first spirit school in the world, in the city of Sacramento, Minas Gerais. He used to say that the secret is talking immortal spirit to immortal spirit. I see the child pass that developing body, and I talk to that child spirit to spirit. The way Simeon is talking to baby Jesus is spirit to spirit. He's talking to the spirit, the celestial being that was connected to that little developing body. He was asking profound questions. And this is exactly how we should talk to our. No baby talk, friends. Oh, my little gooby gooby. No. I mean, we should be tender and kind, but spirit to spirit. My daughter, my son, they may be one or two. Now we're going to change the diaper. Like, oh, let's change. It's even hard for me to mimic the baby talk. I don't even know how to do it, but we shouldn't baby talk. We should be sweet and kind, but spirit to spirit. Saying, now I'm going to change your diaper. And you know, it's so important, little things that we disregard. Apparent little things. When you give your child a bath, it must be with the ultimate reverence. I learned that with Mentor Joseph. Why? So they learn to be respected in their intimate parts, and also learn that the dejects of the body are not ugly. The poop, the pee is not an ugly thing, because there are parents, when they change a diaper, they're like, ooh. So they are teaching the child not to appreciate the body movements, not to understand the kindness of dealing with the physical body. So we don't say anything. Oh, it smells terrible. No, we need to compose ourselves and say, I'm happy that your body is working well. And now we're changing, singing, looking at the child in the eye, because you need even to ask permission, because the body is not yours. You can't take a diaper and put another. Respect. That's why giving your child to somebody else's care is troublesome. The respect to our physical body begins there. Parents teaching the kids. If I'm not going overboard here, I assure you that the approach that our dear Simeon is having here is the approach recommended by the superior spirits. In this case, it's a celestial kid. So he has questions that pertain to the governance of the earth. But to our kids, welcome, it's a new day. Let's see what we're going to learn, whom we're going to help. We put them in the mode of waiting and to serve, as Emmanuel says in the book Living in Spring. Right, Thais? Yes, welcome, welcome. It's so important for us, so important. And it's so interesting because he shows to us. They may not be fully aware, but in this case, it's a celestial child, Jesus. He went through the whole process of the developing body. He didn't skip. Of course, he became what we would call nowadays kind of a prodigy child. But yeah, no wonder. But discreet. And he couldn't speak yet. He had a sublime smile for Simeon, learning the body language. In there, he was telling Simeon, he understood what he was talking about. How often do you look at a baby, talk to the baby, they have their non-verbal language, and we don't figure them out? Like Simeon. Jesus was already replying non-verbally, and he couldn't get it. He understood where he was coming from, where he was coming from. Where will he represent the interest of God? In the heart. It's always in the heart. It's always in the heart. And what did he do? With the small hand he lifted and struck several times onto Simeon's chest. But it only took the discarnation of Simeon for him to know that that non-verbal message was the answer to his questions. And he says, it's not in the interests of respectable but ephemeral organizations, but in their hearts. Did you understand now why our dear and loving Chico Xavier never participated in any major spiritist organization? He respected all, supported them all, but he never got in, because it's not through those mechanisms that we fulfill God's will. It's inside of each one of us. Thank God, friends, because if we depended on those ephemeral pathways, maybe not everybody would have a chance. Julie is sharing, yesterday I saw an old lady looking after 5 kids, different ages, 2, 5, 6, and one of them was crying. I thought how patient she is and nice. Then she put them in the car, and I heard swearing words, not nice words, because the little girl she pulled herself. I was shocked. Parents of the kids probably thinking how they are in good hands, but they don't know that person and her morals. Exactly, Julija. And many sexual problems that people have later is because of that type of approach in childhood. You always think that those body parts are dirty, are not good, because of the way they are cleaned up at an early age. It imprints in us that mark, making us feel like impure. A lot comes from this life, not necessarily previous lives. So we need to be very, very careful. And the bottom line here for all of us tonight is the message is short, but it's to the point. Baby Jesus teaching us. Shall we stay with that image and that feeling? The little hands striking here on our chest, saying the heart. It's in the heart. And our dear friend Tiago is sharing, interesting that the name Simeon comes from the Hebrew Shana, which means to listen, and which is the feminine form. Shama means tidings, report. Clearly he is listening to his guides who are saying, this is the Christ, and also reporting the prophecy arrival to the world. Beautiful, Tiago. Thank you for adding so much to us today. I didn't know of it, and it's good to know. And as you're saying, it's about the feeling. It's about the feeling. The feeling he is telling us, baby boy, baby Jesus is telling us, feel life, feel it, feel the good. We have been seeking the good 24 hours for us to practice feeling the good now, okay? Shall we exercise it, feeling the good in this day? Let us exercise feeling the good. It's not about thinking, It's not about seeing, it's about feeling. Shall we feel it? Shall we? We're gonna wrap up. Feeling the good. How are you feeling now? Grateful. I'm feeling very grateful that we are here together in this beautiful connection that will make us stronger to fulfill God's will on earth as it already is in heaven. Friends, a big hug of gratitude, much joy, and let us feel the good by feeling baby Jesus touching his little hand on our chests and stroking it, reminding us, feel God's love in you. A big kiss and a hug of friendship and strength.